sahitam vaderyam pranor yatham vicharitam sadaiva atmanubhuti pranatam paramam vadevam jnano satam visahitam param.
Dhyan or meditation is the process of understanding life, of harmonizing with it perfectly, of unraveling its subtle mysteries, of living it to the full, and of entering into oneself. Today, the significance and value of Dhyan has been enhanced many folds. Dhyan means a state where we become totally cut off from the outer world, where we have no link at all with the external world, and where it seems dwarfed and insignificant before us. But ordinarily, this state is difficult to achieve. It becomes difficult because human beings are torn apart by two different thoughts, two different perceptions, two different concepts, two different notions. One is his rational mind and the other the feelings of his heart. The rational mind always encourages him onto the wrong path. It always builds up baseless fear in him. It initiates in him a line of thought through which the person is misled and he starts doubting everything. In fact, mind is nothing but doubts and suspicion. Another word for doubt is mind. Entertaining a feeling of vanity is mind. The mind initiates a person into thinking, I am something, I am a scholar, I am competent, I am intelligent, I am educated, I have so much wealth, I have all the comforts. It is the mind or the brain which builds up vanity, false pride, arrogance in a person and subdues the feelings of his heart. The brain works on logic and it cannot understand the real form of a personality. It cannot take one to the state of superconscience. This is why all the yogis and ascetics have emphasized on only one fact, that the essence of life cannot be realized with the help of the rational mind, and where the extent of the brain ends, that of the heart begins. Lalita was a close friend of Radha. She had to take birth 25 times in order to achieve what Radha did in her very first birth. Radha and Lalita both loved Krishna, and Krishna too was showering both of them equally with his divine love. Then what was the reason that Radha attained salvation in that very life while Lalita had to take birth 25 times? The main reason behind this was that the ego of Radha had been humbled. She believed that Krishna could not love anyone else other than her. She thought that if Krishna loved her, then he loved only her and no one else, and that it did not matter if he always remained surrounded by so many gopis, because Radha was only one, there could not be several Radhas. Krishna could look at others but could never form an image of someone else in his heart. This was because Radha had subdued her ego and had lost herself in her love. This process of losing one's ego, one's false pride, is the way to stop the brain from useless arguments. Lalita was egoistic. Although she was a good friend of Radha, she had spent her childhood with Radha and she went wherever Radha would go, but Lalita's rational mind always forced her to think, perhaps Krishna loves Radha more. Krishna is closer to Radha. He likes her more than he likes me. When he plays his flute, he does so to captivate Radha and not me, and so on. And this logical mind of Lalita did not allow the feelings of her heart, her love, to come out in the clear. Lalita could not realize the essence of life, and hence she was born again and again and again. And then, in her 25th birth, she became famous as Meera. On being born as Meera, all her ego, her vanity was vanquished. Her logic was subdued, and she said, Giridhar Gopal, Lord Krishna, is my only love. I know no one else. I have only one God, one thought, one perception. I know only one, and that is Krishna, who wears a crown of peacock feathers and is my only companion. I know only Krishna. In the whole world, there is no other man. There is only one man, and he is Krishna. She completely wiped out her ego, and on achieving this, she became fully devoted and went into a state of dhyan, meditation, thus attaining salvation. Her soul fused with the divine, and she attained the state called salvation and the state called realization of Brahma. I have deliberately taken this example here to make it clear that a person can achieve the realization of Brahma in one single life through dhyan. If there remains even some ego in a person, then he has to take birth again and again. This ego may be subdued after 2 births, or maybe after 3 births. Maybe it could take another 20 births. Radha achieved this state in only 1 birth and fused her soul fully with Brahma. She lost her identity in the love of Krishna and became one with him. Thus, where there is ego, there is no Brahma, there is no divinity, and there cannot be true joy. You are all sitting before me, and I am explaining to you the process of Dhyana Yoga. You should first of all understand that you have no identity of your own. You are absolutely nothing. You should feel that in your life there is no place for ego. You think, I am a man, that I am a professor, I am rich, I am poor, I am more close to the Guru, I am not so close to the Guru, I love the Guru, and so on. The moment you get rid of such thoughts, you shall cover the first step on the path of Dhyana Yoga. And this first step itself is a process of entering one's own self. The brain can only analyze the outer world. It can only perceive the external form. It can only transmit its thoughts to the outside. Where the feelings of the heart are allowed to come up, the external world becomes obscure. Dhyan is thus nothing but arousing the true feelings of the heart like love and affection. In order to enter the process of Dhyan, it is first necessary to cut off your life from the outer world. You must understand that there is nothing for you in this outer world. You must understand that you have no existence. If I am before you, then it must be clear that only I am before you. I know you well, not only in this present life, but from the past 25 lives. And I know that again and again your ego overpowers your finer qualities. Each time I have cautioned you, and each time I tell you that I would take you to the state of Brahma in this very life, and I have guaranteed it. But a guarantee shall work when you too shall strive hard, when you wipe out your ego, when you are able to subdue your vanity. It does not at all matter what you are or who you are. Life is in fact something more than all this. Taking birth and then dying one day is not life. Life actually is an unending chain which links all the previous lives of a person to his present and future lives. I have been a witness to your life for the past 40-50 years. I have been with you and know about all your actions. Every time you have come before me, I have advised you to achieve totality of life through the process of sadhana. Your coming generations won't care who you were. They will only be interested in what you achieved. To achieve something in life, one has to lose a lot of things. One has to get rid of the external thoughts, the actions, the worldly perceptions. On achieving this, you will be able to close your eyes and sit still without any movement in your body or any disturbance in your mind. You have your own distinct form, and I, your Guru, am before you. This is called Dvait, that is, two distinct forms. And the process of changing the state of Dvait into Advait, oneness, is Dhyan. This is a state of Dvait because I am before you, and each of us is the supplement of the other. Until you become one with me, until you learn to enter your conscience, this Dvait shall remain. Dvait means the existence of the influence of the brain, and your brain shall argue, how can this Guru bestow totality of life upon me? The mind shall always misguide you. How can Guruji take me to the state of Brahma? What shall be achieved by closing my eyes? Guruji has said, close your eyes for half an hour. What shall be accomplished by this? Until the mind remains unbridled, this Dvait shall remain. To get rid of it, you shall have to immerse yourself completely in the Guru and become one with him. I too had to immerse myself, and I did it without any hesitation. I too had a wife, sons, daughters, relatives, but I jumped into this vast ocean and obtained pearls. What I am telling you about is my own experience of having obtained these pearls, and I am not just repeating something I have heard. I am telling you something which I have seen with my own eyes, and I have observed that one who has the courage to jump into the ocean can obtain these riches. A person who keeps sitting on the shore, who only thinks of jumping in, can achieve nothing. The Guru persuades the disciple, and so he walks one step, then stops and thinks of his wife and children. What would they think? What will happen to them? He says to himself. Such a person cannot jump into this deep ocean. He is born in a state of dualism, that is Dvait, and will die in the same state, and dying thus is the worst kind of death. There is no difference in the death of such a person and a dog's death. The only difference is that the carcass of the dog is thrown away in the garbage while he is cremated. The divine state is that of Advait, and in this state there remains no difference between you and me. I am using the word me or I because I am your Guru. You are a drop. I am an ocean, and the drop has to intermingle with the ocean. If the drop wants to mix with the ocean, it shall have to lose its identity. You shall have to devote yourself fully in the Guru's feet. I am saying all this because first you have to become a seed, for only then shall you be able to grow up into a large shady tree. But this shall happen only when the seed loses itself in the soil. If the seed says that it does not wish to mix with the soil, then it won't grow up into a tree. Only when it gets embedded in the soil will it germinate and grow up into a large tree, and thousands of people will enjoy its soothing colonnade. I too was once a seed. I got embedded in the earth, under the soil. I lost my identity and did not worry that I am a Brahmin, or my father is rich, or I have a wife, daughters and sons. I did not even think what shall happen to them. My only aim was to intermix with the soil. And as I did this, today I am a large shady tree, and under my shade thousands of disciples obtain divine joy. Mind it, I have used the word joy and not comforts. Comfort is a very contemptible word. Comforts are sought by people who are worldly, and where there are comforts, there are bound to be sorrows and tensions. Where day dawns, the night too shall set in. They are the two sides of the same coin. It can never happen that comforts will remain forever. This is not at all possible. After comforts and pleasures, sorrows and tensions are bound to follow. But after joy, there will be still more joy. And after attaining true joy, death, tensions, obstacles can never influence you. And true joy is possible only through DHYAN.